Good morning, it's Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday edition of Your View. I am Sandra Eze, and as always, I have my fabulous, brilliant co-host. Is there a better word to use? I think
super intelligent,
fabulous and brilliant,
vibrant and interesting,
dramatic.
Oh yeah,
that's part of it. Good morning, Jumoke.
And also calm.
Right. That's just a face. That's just a face for you, Jumoke. We all know.
There is actually peace in the four.
We get it.
Grammar. Please, how are you?
I'm doing very well, actually. I had dinner with my... okay, anyways, so yesterday was good, Cha. Oh, we had lunch at YK's place. YK, thank you.
Thank you, YK.
That food was Did she cook okwa for you?
No, it wasn't too cool. We ate rice and beans and plantain and plenty of meat, and we had water. Healthy
really
eating.
Nice. It was a nice meal.
Lots of palm oil.
Yeah, that part was not healthy, you know. But
and lots of gist. YK star.
YK, there's peace in that four.
Tope, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very, very happy to be here. Yesterday, something really shocking happened. My son came to the room and he was singing Shoki Shoki, and I just couldn't fathom where he heard that song from, because I'd consciously made efforts to ensure that I protect what gets into their mind. They're really small. You can't afford to just let everything, whatever they listen to, be junk. And I started isolating where it could have come from, and it was from my maid. She listens to radio, and probably they just heard it once or twice over a phone on the radio. I was really, really mad this morning. I was like, don't listen to radio again in my house. Don't listen to radio again in my house. Later, I realized that I was overreacting. I said, okay, don't worry.
Stop her from listening
I'll get
to
you
radio.
I'll get her an earpiece or something. She should listen to radio in her own ears alone. I don't want my children singing some funny songs. It's just they're not even 3 years, and they're saying Shoki Shoki. I don't want it. It's not, for me, it's not a pride as a mother to have my children win best dancers when they go for children's party, and because they know how to dance Shoki, they are 5-year-old, they are the best Shoki dancers. No. For me, my child is very good if at 5 is the best in the class, all A students. You know?
I love your hair, by the way, naturalist. Moving on to Nima. Iya Gufran. How is Gugu?
She's fine, fine girl. Nima has not been feeling too well, but
really?
you know, and I think I don't want to force it off, but this pampering, I'm enjoying it.
Oh, you know the funny thing is, I'm so jealous because you get to be pampered.
Nobody's pampering.
Exactly. I wake up every morning and I'm praying. I check my alarm. I'm like, oh God, please, can we extend the hours to 2 or 3 more hours?
What are we going to do about this our granola law?
Oh no, leave granola.
Seriously,
you're losing weight. You know, I think you're overworking yourself. You're looking skinnier. You know, I can see your bones. Yes. No. I know you want to lose weight, but really, you need to rest. You might need to turn down some jobs, you know.
I'm planning a vacation. A big vacation. Okay, well, that's it. We have a news mention. The federal government has announced the reduction in electricity tariff by 50% due to the petitions and complaints from Nigerians. This was announced by Mr. Sam Amadi, who is the chairman of the Electricity Regulatory Commission. What is our take on this? 50%.
Anything we want right now, eh?
Just
quickly make noise now.
President,
we want less. We want 15 naira per liter for fuel. They will do it because they want votes.
Re-election,
you know, but my take is that how long is this a sustainable project for the electric? Because it's been privatized. Is it sustainable for the company? Are they subsidizing it for us? Are they paying the electrical company subsidies?
God bless
you.
So
I don't want them to turn this into another huge scam that will take out money. We're already dealing with a lot of loopholes in our financial structure that is aiding corruption. So whatever they want to do, we've been paying those bills for the past few years. We'll continue paying it. Just ensure that what you're doing is not just to canvass for votes, but you're actually doing it for the concern of people in this country. That's all.
All right.
I have a question, though.
Okay.
If they were giving me estimated bill, I don't know how much I was paying for power. So when you say 50%, if you still bring 20,000, how do I know if you're giving me the same? Because it's estimated. Until when everybody have their meters and you know how much you're paying. Yes.
And then people should not start celebrating. The residential reduction for residential meters will not start until June 2015. So don't start jumping in your house.
But this 50% tariff takes place from
ending
of March. Yes.
For residential houses, it starts June.
Okay, so we have a fantastic show lined up for you today. Make sure you don't miss any part of it, because up next is our front page review. Stay right here. right, welcome back. It's Your View on TVC. Front page review, first paper, The Punch, major headline, Abacha loot. Switzerland to return 75 billion naira to Nigeria. In other news, Dangote, Lagos refinery ready for 2017. 2,123 policemen protected President Jonathan while robbers raided bank, says Fashola. Fresh facts on Jonathan Atiku midnight meeting. We have this picture here of Lagos tanker fire kills 3 Guts markets. More headlines. Elections may not hold in liberated towns and villages, says Chief of Army Minima. My husband is the Messiah. Patience Jonathan. And finally on the front page, FEC to discuss national confab report today. Okay, federal government slashes the electricity tariff by 50%. We already talked about that. Okay, sorry.
Dangote and the refinery. I know that on this table I've applauded Dangote, and people say, oh, he's enjoying monopoly concerning most of his business. In the cement, he has monopoly, sugar and all that. But this is a Dangote that has invested billions into building a refinery in Lagos. And the refinery is going to start working by 2017. When the refinery start working to full capacity, we would have enough to cover our consumption and we'll be able to export. Now, this is a man that has decided to invest in it. When it's done, it will be like he has a monopoly concerning the fuel. He can determine how much the full price will be.
But he saw the future.
But he saw the future, and I applaud him for that. I'm impressed with his business acumen. I feel that I wish him all the best, because I can't wait to see Nigeria independent of subsidy, fuel coming in, no fuel scarcity and all that. I just can't wait.
Okay, well, there's another story I would like us to pick on. I'm not sure if Punch is the only paper that has this story. 2,123 policemen protected President Jonathan while robbers raided banks.
It's in other papers.
It's in other papers, okay.
Yeah, but let's just talk about it. Last Thursday, I got, you know, BB messages will start broadcasting things, you know, and it was like, oh, there's a robbery, a major robbery going on in Lekki, and I just didn't believe it. I got an invite to attend a meeting for Nigeria with Buhari and Osinbajo that same Thursday. So I went to Intercontinental Hotels on the island, and while I was there, the governor of Lagos State, Babatory Rashfala, was giving a speech, and he said that three police officers died on duty today because, not because they couldn't have gotten enough support from other people. They would have been safe if only they had enough quick response to their call. And they didn't get quick response because every police officer was pulled out to go and receive President Goodluck Jonathan. That was his statement, and we had a minute of silence for them. What I want to see, however, is beyond it being on the headline, there should be investigation concerning why they were deployed, what should be the percentage of police officers that should be protecting the president as opposed to protecting the citizens, because I know that there are details they're supposed to protect the president on a normal day. So there should be investigation to why there was more police officers were deployed. Yes, you know,
that's a lot to protect.
I read, because we've lost 3 lives. Those lives there should be some accounts given for why those people died.
And it's not just 3 lives.
And one small,
I tend to want to believe the governor, because most times when we have this kind of things, we don't get to have a robbery on the same day. So we really never know how many times we get all our policemen deployed to protect just one person as against protecting the entire state. So this is the first time this kind of thing is happening. And now we know how much, you know, policemen are taking off the streets for protecting us. So next time when we have such an instance, we might be more, you know, serious, prepared, and know where exactly how to deploy, who we are deploying, and how many we are deploying.
Okay, moving on to our next paper, The Nation, major headline, knocks for Jonathan, PDP over OPC's Lagos protest. The riders, Fashola, Assembly, others angry. PDP, we didn't do it. In other stories, police recover arms 23 cars, bikes in Ibadan. Why I shunned debate with Jonathan by Buhari. The rider, I won't tamper with press freedom. APC candidate promises. And okay, I think that's pretty much it on Nation front page. So why I shunned debate with President Jonathan. Who read the story? No one read it? Okay, would you like to pick on another story? Nation?
I don't know. Really.
I actually read the story. Why I shunned the debate was Buhari was addressing the media, talking about how the decree in his former administration would not take place, where media will have freedom press freedom, you know, to carry information, to get information and all that. And then he said the debates, the reasons why he shunned it were because he felt there were no issues. The 16 years decadence, you know, referring to the PDP's rule in Nigeria, and then the 6 years of the president are not issues that you should come out to debate. That are, you know, obvious issues. So
okay, like we already see what is wrong.
So there's really no reason to be exchanging words over it.
Okay, moving on to our next paper, The Vanguard. Major headline: no sight of Chibok girls in liberated areas, says Chief of Army Staff. Says Yobe, Adamawa fully liberated. Only 3 of 27 local governments in Borno are remaining. INEC set for polls in 36 states, says Jega's aide. Other news: our respect press freedom, uphold constitution, says Buhari. We've talked about that. Election must hold as scheduled, says National Press Association of Nigeria. And finally, NNPC didn't get 1.329 trillion subsidy money from CBN, says Alison Madweke. Okay, let's talk about this Chief of Army Staff and him saying that liberated areas, that there cannot really be any elections.
Liberated Adamawa and Yobe, the remaining Borno now. So they're saying that the areas where they've liberated so far, there were no signs of the girls. Unknowingly for me, when the girls were initially abducted, people said they were in this place, giving indications as to where they were in another place, trying to tell them, do something about it. Remember then the popular forest was not... Sambisa forest was to them was not somewhere they could attempt to enter. Whereas it was a motorable forest. In fact, they drove the girls to the forest, according to the parents, but they didn't do anything. And now to say that they finally conquered these places and they finally, you know, and they can't find the girls, for me, it's quite annoying.
Story, another angle I found interesting is Lieutenant General Kenneth Minima, Chief of Army Staff, said that the liberated areas, which is part of Borno and Adamawa and all of that, that there won't be any election. Now, considering the fact that we've wanted this part of this extension was to be able to secure those places back so those people are not disenfranchised. And now for him to come out saying that there are chances that election won't hold there because they need to reinstate governance back.
The statement, Abin. Well, the thing is, since the 6 weeks postponement of the election, the military has won major battles. As in, we've seen them take over major communities that were under Boko Haram rule before. So yes, to an extent it justifies it. However, if they still feel they cannot secure the lives of people while within those areas, I think the lives of people are more important than the election taking place there. But for me, I want to talk about the the statement that the liberated areas, they still couldn't find Chibok girls there. During the media chat that took place a few weeks ago, the president made a statement that they know where the girls are and they are working to get the girls out. When he also went to visit the parents of Chibok girls, he also said that we know where the girls are, we're going to get them out. Now, obviously, that statement is either it's a lie or it wasn't verified before he said it. It was just one of the empty promises we've been getting. Because when they went into the areas where they were suspecting that the girls would be, the girls were not there. So where exactly are these girls right now? Don't give us empty promises just to calm us down and let us vote.
I bet that's a big question every Nigerian is still asking. Where are the missing Chibok girls? Moving on to our next paper, Daily Sun, major headline: elections in Northeast still dicey. INEC to decide what happens in Borno, Adamawa, Yobe, says Army Chief. Jega briefs Security Council. In all the stories, all subsidy reports. NNPC did not receive 1.329 trillion naira from CBN, says Diezani. Decree 4 gone with military rule, says Buhari. LASU crisis deepens. Workers sack Vice Chancellor. Okay, Nima, you read the story on LASU?
I did. Unfortunately, we talked about the story yesterday. Unfortunately, today is supposed to be the 20th convocation. And all the SANU, LASU, the bodies are holding the school to ransom because they've tried to dialogue with their VC who refused to listen to his workers. And then he comes out, they are saying now they want him to verify or, you know, give evidence of people with fake certificates working in the university among the non-academic staff and the staff union. and you should give verify certain fraudulent activities is claiming goes on within the university. He must present evidence of them rather than, you know, hold back promotion, punish them unnecessarily for these reasons without, you know, giving tangible, substantive evidence of what he is saying, of what he's claiming. Unfortunately, today is supposed to be the 20th convocation, and they are insisting, taking advantage of it to get a meeting with the governor. Basically, that's what the story is about.
Strategic, I guess. Okay, moving on to our last paper, The Guardian, major headline, military in victory mode against Boko Haram. The riders will recover all lost territories from insurgents, says Minima. Jonathan meets security chiefs. NNPC did not receive 1.3 trillion naira subsidy payments from Central Bank of Nigeria, says Minister. Okay.
We need to zoom in on that picture. You know, a lot of times...
Oh, yes. I missed out on the picture. Yes, this is the big picture of victorious Nigerian troops jubilating at Baga during a media tour of recaptured territories in the northeast yesterday. We have to clap for them.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
In the midst of all the crises, I think we tend to just see the military as one body of people that are not doing what they should do to save their life. But we forget that these military people are just like, they have brothers, they have sisters,
Absolutely.
they are soldiers. One of them, a few weeks ago, there was a post on Facebook by a man that he was going to take over. They were going to Bama at that time, and they won the battle, but he lost his life. And this is... He's an Igbo man, but he's a soldier. So he's just fighting. These are people that they just fight for our country, and they should be applauded. I'm really, really grateful to them. Everybody's serving this country one way or the other. You're doing your best. I pray that God keep on supporting you.
It's a very tough job when you wake up to go to work and you're not sure if you're going to see the next day. Thank you, Nigerian military. You're really, really working. Thank you for making our lives even more secure. And Jumoke, are you okay? I'm not feeling this calm. I calculated you.
There's peace in that phone.
Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. Still to come, we have our hot topic, and I bet Jumoke is waiting for that. Patience Jonathan and her controversial statements, that's on Hot Topics. And still celebrating Mother's Week, mothers arise against electoral violence. That is on Let's Talk. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. If you vote APC, you will go to prison. I am not ready to feed my husband in the prison. This statement was uttered by Dame Patience Jonathan, the First Lady of Nigeria. Now, the First Lady has been in the headlines lately for her controversial comments, and due to some of those comments, the International Criminal Court, ICC, is saying she is liable to prosecution. What are your thoughts on this? It's your view. Let it count. Join the conversation and call us on 07080668014 or tweet at us at YourViewTVC.
Sanzi.
May I take some of her comments? The reason why ICC is going to be probing our First Lady, Patience Jonathan. One, what did they forget in Aso Rock? If you vote the PDP and Jonathan, it will be better for you. If you vote APC, you will go to prison. How can you jail somebody for 300 years? I'm not ready to carry food to my husband inside prison. No.
Please, can you just stop there? Let me not talk about that one. You know, the statement, one, she started by saying that if you vote for APC, that what did they leave at Aso Rock? That was the first line. That what did they leave at Aso Rock? Well, our First Lady, General Muhammadu Buhari did not rule from Aso Rock. He was in Lagos, Dodon Barracks. So he wasn't from Aso Rock, and he's not going back there to take something he left there. Secondly, she said everybody would go to prison if they vote for APC. Now, even while he was a military head of state, predominantly he was only jailing corrupt people. And when you now make a statement that you don't want to go and feed...
Can you really defend that statement?
I said predominantly it was jailing corrupt people. Yeah, there were people sent to jail that were just journalists that he felt they were making statements or maybe leading to revolution and all that, inciting statements with their press coverage. However, that was under military rule, which was what he said today, that he wouldn't do that. I'm not a spokesperson for GMB. I'm just here to... I'm not a spokesperson. Yeah, I'm not a spokesperson for GMB. I'm just here to analyze what my First Lady is saying, because she's my First Lady. She's representing every woman in this country. And this is not the way I think as a woman. So this is not me. This
she also said If you drink APC, you will die. She also mentioned that they've been around since she was a child, and they've been changing their names. They will still answer Ebola.
That one's funny.
Then she said, Nigerian women, shine your eyes. Don't go for analog, go for digital. PDP is digital, APC is analog. Then she said, PDP is not a party that tells lies. Whatever we promise, we do. We're not propagandists.
But can you stop there again? Let me.
Okay, Nima.
All these ones Jumoke highlighted, she didn't talk about we over here don't give birth to children like them over there.
I want to analyze this one that she just said.
Now, when we are a multi-diverse cultural ethnic group country, we know, and our first lady should know. When you make such statements referring to a particular tribe, it means that region, it means that this region is better than the other one. You belong to one. This is a country. It is one country. It is Nigeria. When you want to be the first lady of this country, you're the first lady of both regions and every region, the entire country. So you don't refer because of political reasons at a rally like that, irresponsibly like that, to a region. People over there were very offended, and it even caused issues within the PDP because Muazu was called to order by the elders in the northern region that how can you be a part of a party that sees us like this?
So you know there is no office. Would you say that a statement like that is inciting and can breed violence?
No, that statement like that shouldn't even ever be made.
It is insultive and can breed violence. Because some people will be more passionate about their ethnic group. I remember back in school, because I am from Edo State and I schooled in the Yoruba state. And I felt whenever I mentioned, even the Akashat I use is an Arabic name. If I use my family name, they had issues pronouncing it. They would just go back to one Ogun State village that sounds familiar with my name and name me from that village name. Calling instead of Akokia, they'll say Akokia, Ikpokia. My surname was Akokia, and I couldn't use it easily in school because they had issues pronouncing it, and then someone would just go about my tribe. I found it very offensive, and it got to a point between myself and my present boss now. We had issues that if you can't pronounce my name, please don't be friends. Don't even address me.
Okay, let's have a call. Let's have a call from Kenneth. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Yeah, I want to make it as regards to the patient's comment.
Yes, please.
If she actually said those things,
she said it.
I think the woman is trying to protect the husband. Is doing it in a wrong way. But I want to comment on Buhari as regards to the debate. It's not enough reason for him to do the debate star candidate. The whole nation would like to know how he's going to go about.
Oh, Mr. Kenneth, there was a report yesterday in, I think it was Guardian or Vanguard, stating what that's General Muhammadu Buhari's economic plans, how he's going to change the country, what his blueprint is. So if anybody wants to know, Mr. Kenneth, you can read yesterday's papers. But concerning the office of the First Lady, you know there actually isn't an official office for the First Lady. It's a position meant to support your husband. And in most countries, every developed country, even developing country, the job on the First Lady is to support women, foster peace and unity.
We don't have an office of the First Lady in Nigeria anymore. In the days of Yar'Adua, it was scrapped. Or was it Abdul Salami's wife who scrapped?
But she still gets allowance.
No,
so
we don't have an office.
So it's an unofficial position.
Yes.
In an unofficial capacity, as the wife of our president, she is supposed to bring our country together. Statements should come from her like, you're the mother of this nation. That is her position. She's the mother of this nation.
I'll have to take this call and then I'll get to Jumoke. Good morning, Yinka.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, just like the last caller that called.
Yes, please, go on.
Yes, the last caller that called, I believe the issue we have in Nigeria is ethnicity. Forget about religion now, ethnicity. Imagine the last caller that called saying that patient is trying to defend her husband and trying to say that Buhari debate. I, for one, I'm a Yoruba man. I would not want a debate with Jonathan. Who was going to okay, let me come this way.
Hello?
Sorry, we lost him.
Oh, we can barely hear you.
She said, vote for my husband, Jonathan. Do not vote for Buhari. He's an old man. People, when they become old, may not reason well, and their brain may even be dead. And the press started to quote her to say that she said that he was brain dead, but it was a probability that she used. Not defending her, I would like to bring what happened in Lagos on Monday with the OPC saying, leading a coalition of concerned Nigerians to a rally, disrupting traffic in Lagos and causing lots of mayhem and destroying APC posters across the road. That when you have a president's wife who's supposed to be the mother of peace and unity in the country saying things like, when anybody says change, you should stone them, then you'll have people like the OPC who are used, they're willing and ready to be used as tools, you know, as far as you're paying them the amount of money that they want, you know, destroying property, you know, then it becomes a little unfortunate.
Yeah, but the question, my question is, we all know our First Lady. She's infamous for making statements, really comical statements, whereby she means one thing and then she says something and then she means the other. So statements like APC is analog, PDP is digital. Do we really? That's just something. Do we really have to hold her accountable on statements like that? Because quite frankly,
right
a number
from the
of
days
people
of my
out there
father
might find those statements funny.
Right from the days of my father, APC didn't exist, but right from the days of our father, they've been changing names. Very soon they will start bearing Ebola.
Okay,
that's
let me just
so
take this call.
We can actually discount some of those words.
Good morning, Pastor Henry.
Yeah, good morning.
Sorry for keeping you on hold for a long time. Welcome to the show.
All right, it's okay. What I want to say is, one, education is very important. When you're educated, you'll be able to know how to communicate.
Oh my God.
That's one thing. Then number two, when a woman is ruling the husband, and it's also a lesson for every woman, you should be able to give your husband a place. And whatever you want to do, it should be a dialogue between you and your husband that I'm going to this place. These are the things you want to do. What do you want me to do? You must give your husband that place. Then the third one is, you should know that you are a mother. And we all as Nigerians, we are the children. There should be no separation. Because even as a mother in the home, when you bring such separation in the home, automatically you have brought bitterness between the children. There is nothing you will say again that will make the children come together. And that's my contribution.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Pastor Henry. I do agree with him in the part that this is brewing bitterness amongst different parties. But Jumoke wanted to say something.
May I defend her a little bit? As much as I wouldn't ever go out and say things that she's saying, you know, and I totally agree with the last caller saying that education is very important, etiquette, decorum, you know. But you can't blame her if her husband doesn't, you know, check her. They're in a political party. There are laid down rules in every party. There are rules of decorum, how you should speak in public and things like that. If she said it the first time and her husband didn't caution her, then she would be encouraged to do it. I will blame this on her husband. First and foremost, he's the president. He hasn't cautioned people like Asari Dokubo and Tompolo and OPC. He hasn't cautioned his wife. Of course, everyone is just going to go out and say whatever it is that they like. He hasn't cautioned Governor Fayose.
Oh,
and you know, silence is consent, Sanzi. When somebody keeps quiet on something, we believe that he's consenting to each statement going out. So the fact that he's presumed as being consenting to that statement. So the fact that we've had press conference and press releases from Fayose, that's the governor of Ekiti State, consistently back to back, means from that party means that he's supporting it. Also, having his wife, the First Lady, keep saying inciting statements and she's not being cautioned, she's not releasing an apology at any point in time. That means she's being supported by her husband. That's what I believe as a Nigerian.
Can we have some tweets? Quick question. Now that ICPC is planning to probe her, do you think the same fate that happened to Lauren Babo's wife awaits her?
Oh, no.
Ijoma Tobat says, let's call a spade a spade. APC and PDP have been at loggerhead with each other. APC has also been saying things about her husband without respect. Steve says the problem with the First Lady is illiteracy. She doesn't know the gravity of what she says. Poor communication skills. Pastor Amos says Mrs. Jonathan has brought more shame to this country with her attitude and comical English errors. I think she needs orientation. Oni Michael says comments, FL comments means if you allow GMB wins, I won't visit you in prison. She's talking to her husband and fellow corrupt politicians.
Okay. I think that's pretty much it. But the good thing about the office of the First Lady, she makes me want to listen to her. I can't remember the last time I want to listen to a First Lady.
In defense of her, we have this culture of politicians during rallies insulting opposition. So I think what she's doing is following the trend. Because I saw former governor of Ogun State yesterday, in Ogun State, during the PDP Women's Rally, which I like watching, doing the same thing she's doing.
All right, that's the much you can take on our hot topic. It's a very sensitive one, so we just... Okay, that's the much you can take on our hot topics. Up next, we discuss Mothers Arise Against Electoral Violence. That's on Let's Talk. After the break, please stay with us. Welcome back. Nigerian women constitute about half of the country's population and are known to play vital roles as mothers, community organizers, social and political roles. It is also known that women can create a more conducive and friendlier environment by contributing their own quota to the society by speaking against electoral violence. How can this be done? Joining us to discuss this is the pioneer of the current system of correspondent banking in Nigeria and the chairperson of Women in Management, Business and Public Service, WIMBIZ. Okay, former chairperson. We have Mrs. Adeola Aziz. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Welcome to the
show.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's my pleasure to be here. I've never been here. Oh. In fact, I don't think I've watched your show before.
Ooh.
So I didn't know what to expect.
Okay.
You know, but nice studio.
Our beautiful naturalist.
Right.
Okay, but before we get into our main topic on Let's Talk, let's just have a little of your intake from our hot topic, the First Lady and the controversial statements. What's your thought?
Our dear First Lady has an unusual way of communicating. And in my view, she actually means very well. But I listened to some of your telephone callers calling in, and she tends to mean something good and well, but she ends up communicating it that the recipient would think she doesn't mean what she's saying. And because there has been repeated instances where her utterances have generated topics for discussions like today.
And videos on YouTube.
It causes some concern, but as a mother, I think her intention is not to deliberately foster crisis, say or utter insightful statements, or bring issues to bear that now becomes trending.
You sound like you know her one-on-one.
I don't know her one-on-one, but I am concerned.
Have you seen any of the rallies?
Oh, I've seen the rallies. I mean, I don't.
The PDP women rally.
I do not miss the NTA network news. I do not miss Channels news, and then I flick over to BBC Africa. Then I watch CNN and I watch Sky News before I go to bed at 1 a.m.
Wow!
Because that is the time I catch up.
You know, you can as well fix in, sorry to cut you, repeat broadcast of Your View, 11:30 p.m., right?
Okay, 11:30 p.m. But you're not on DSTV.
We have local channels.
When I was speaking to the producer, I said to her, you need to get on DSTV. Because, you know, I think you have more viewers watching DSTV. And I can tune in. Because I like to watch news. I like to listen to people's views.
We need more people to learn to appreciate local channels. But anyway, let's move on to the issue. Women arise against electoral violence. That's the main issue we're talking about here. Now, we've been going on and on about this since Monday because this whole week is dedicated to Mother's Day.
Absolutely.
But the question is, do politicians, do they really listen to women?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, let's go.
Now, when you say the politicians, do the men listen to their women?
Not just politicians.
Hold on. Because who are politicians? Men and women. Majority of the politicians are who? Men. Now, the concern that I have always had is that women are not playing the role they are born to make. In the sense that we are influencers. I want to consider us as influencers, as mothers. Who is birthing the politicians?
Women.
Who is teaching most of these politicians before they become politicians in school? Women. Who are their wives?
Women.
Who are their sisters?
Women.
Who are their nieces?
Women. All around
Who
them.
feeds them? They are around women more often than the men. Now, my concern is, have we as a gender decided, or are we aware that the role we need to play is so fundamental? Or are we taken in by the fact that in Nigeria, I want to say it is, that we don't have a voice? My concern and issue here is our voice in a positive, dynamic, impactful, inspiring way.
May I ask you how we ought to do that?
How do we do that?
Yes.
I came into the studio today, and the first thing I'm always trying to say is, how are the people? What are they saying? What are they doing? And watching all four of you this morning, I like the way you were bantering and, you know, asking each other questions. And I said, I'm going to be speaking to these women. I don't know them. I like them, they're jovial. But you know what it is? We didn't communicate. Communication is an art. You either have it naturally, or you learn it, or you watch how you speak. Because when you see an individual, you're watching from the head to the toe. You will like what you see. But the moment they begin to talk, it's like either,
Wow.
oh, I like her.
Yes.
Okay, could you hold your thought for a second? Let's have a call. Good morning, Kemi.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Angie. This is my first time caller.
Yay!
Welcome.
I'm really enjoying you ladies.
Thank you.
But just like the visitor you have there,
Mrs. Aziz.
yes, we are mothers. If we want peace in our country, it starts from mothers. Please, I beg us, whatever position anybody is trying to give us, please, I beg us, let us speak the truth. Because there's an end to all of this. Because the end justifies means. It is not what we get now. It is the future of our children. Please, I beg us, let us stand by the truth. If the APCs are saying the wrong thing, let's tell them they are doing the wrong thing. If the PDPs are doing the wrong thing, let us speak one voice. It is only one voice that will save this nation, that will save this our country, that will make us not run to other countries because they will reject us. And when they reject us, we'll bounce back. Where is the country that we're bouncing back? Is it the one we fix? All of you there, I know most of you have traveled out. Please, and you see the way elections are being held there. Please, I beg us, let us speak one voice to save our nation. Because one by one, we'll all leave this world. What are we going to give to God? The account, what are we going to tell God? What is our contribution? Please, that is what I want to contribute.
Okay, thank you very much, Kemi. Now, women and their role in election. During rallies, you're all saying women should get more involved in politics and get involved in what is going on. But then during a political rally, we've listened to our First Lady's talk, and of course, other prominent women in the political field. What is a woman's role in a political rally?
A woman's role in a political rally is, first of all, to display herself in a manner that is endearing. Endearing in the sense that from what you say and how you say it is very important. You're going to say it like how a teacher would be saying it. During elections, ensure that you do not utter or speak provocatively. You do not provoke. You do not incite.
Okay.
You do not find yourself in a gathering where even if they are in a situation which looks as if something is about to erupt, because you can sense it. Right. Now, those are the key points in a rally that we should be saying to the people who are listening to us. You say it in a manner in which you will say, without peace, how do you intend to hold a free, fair, and credible election? If there is mayhem, if there's commotion, how would you be able to go to the polling unit on that day to vote? We must be orderly. We must ensure that where you see a situation while people are trying to get partisan in a negative way and say, what thing they do? How you they do them? Or start getting abusive.
Exactly.
Because as a nation, Nigerians, we're very aggressive.
We are aggressive.
We're very abusive. And order.
Very far from us.
Very far from us. So, look at the three. Abusive, aggressive, no order.
Okay, I'm going to pause you there. Let's have a call. Good morning, Abiodun.
Good morning, ma'am.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, I love you guys. I love what you are doing.
Thank you.
I also wanted to thank our mommy that is sitting there. She's a lovely mother that can see it in her face. but the truth we have to say is that what Jonathan's wife is doing can cause problem in Nigeria.
As President Goodluck
You
Jonathan.
see, they are our mothers. They are our workers. They are the ones to be telling us when the man is going wrong, they call us to order. But we discover they are the one is fighting problem in Nigeria. The Northerners, they are doing English and they are waiting. God will just help us at the end of this election that none of us will run out of Nigeria.
Amen.
God bless you all.
So, please, I have a question for you. We have a lot of female, women, mothers as viewers, and like you said, mothers are not doing, women are not doing as much as they should to influence. Can you give us tips on how to subtly influence our male colleagues, husbands, children? How do we subtly influence them to step out? Especially if you have, imagine you have an unruly child who is already like carrying ammunition for politicians. How can you subtly get that person, influence that person into saying things the right way?
If you have a child who at 16 or 17 is unruly, he didn't wake up at 16 to be unruly.
Yeah, that's true.
It basically started from the upbringing from when he was probably even 1 year old. Like, what am I saying? 10 months. Our children hero worship their parents or whoever their caregivers are. Now, for most of us, I'm a corporate woman. I go to work. My child goes to school, comes back home. If I do not have caregivers who are, or if I have caregivers who are abusive, who say the wrong things, or even as parents, do you know the number of parents who openly are abusive, or the husbands who are openly abusive to their wives, and the children are sitting down there watching without caring that they're listening? I have issues with my husband when we are about to have an argument on oh, I agree with you or I don't agree with you. There's eye contact. There's an eye contact between both of us, and we say this. When we look this way, that means watch it. And we hold it. Okay? Now, whatever it is that we are doing, we should be mindful of those who are watching us, who are listening to us. They could be they are mostly children or even other adults like us. Now, where the speakers are very, very concerned and emotional about our First Lady and her utterances. And we should speak the truth. Now, there is an assumption that because our president hasn't openly said, my wife, don't say this, or what she's saying is wrong, we are assuming he hasn't spoken to her. I am sure he has. But at the same time, you know, as a husband and a wife, they will support each other and not say these things. If he comes out to say it, it becomes another debate for us to talk about, whichever way he says it. Okay? Now, obviously, she must be cautioned. And I'm sure she is being cautioned. And I'm sure she is listening. Because which woman, as a mother, would like herself to be the center of a discussion?
Okay, I'm sorry I have to cut you again. Let's have Hassan. Good morning.
Okay, good morning, everybody.
Yes, welcome to the show.
Please, I would like to make a comment about a statement made by our First Lady. And the issue which there's a need for us to get it correctly. We should not ascribe literal meaning to a statement. Doctor, I really appreciate your intelligence, all of you over there. You see, you are mentioning when she said, what did they forget in Yasu? What did they forget in Yasu they wanted to kill for? And you are now saying Buhari did his own in Asoro. What she is talking about is a general statement.
I know.
That is the first correction I would like to make. Number two, you see about the First Lady, that shows people are not really in charge of their homes. People are not really in charge of their wives. With due respect to my president, president is between a devil and the blue sea. I really apologize for my statement because I respect that office. Number three is about the lady sitting beside you there. You see, whenever she talks about the independence of women. As if somebody is forsaking somebody is not allowing somebody to achieve what he ought to achieve. It's wrong. We are men. Any man is born by a woman. You understand? And we should look at it that women are structured to be subservient to their husbands. You understand? And when you allow a man to take charge of the driving seat, that is when a woman will now enjoy the control. It's like an issue of confrontation. We don't confront ourselves. You understand? And whatsoever they do, I saw the headline today. The president reduced the tariff by 50%. I can say how desperate PDP and the president is to recapture political power.
Okay, Hassan, thank you for your contribution. Well, thank you. But I'm going to let you give him a reply if you wish to about him. The first question you answered, do men really listen to women? I think you got it all wrong.
Who got it wrong? He got it wrong.
Yeah, he got it all wrong.
He misunderstood. Again, it's about communication. Right. I'm saying that the influence that women could have on men is, let us be guarded by how we speak. Action speaks louder than words. And by being guarded by how we speak doesn't necessarily mean that we are confronting our men. By all due respect, every woman should be subservient to their men in such a way that you are not being taken advantage of, and that your opinion and your thought matters. The opinion and the thought matters. And if only, and some of our men do listen. They do listen. Because I will tell you, most of them will tell you that if they go out on the road today, if my wife says something, they are constantly thinking about it. But when they are with other men, and when men are together, we will acknowledge the fact that egos come to play.
Yes.
Okay,
So
now
I would
one
like to
very
ask this
final question.
We know that in parties, women are usually used to gather votes. How do you advise women who are mothers that, you know, they have these responsibilities, they are being members of parties is just majorly to gather votes? How do you advise them to, you know, divorce that position from their position as a mother, and how do you advise them to talk to their children and children of other women? Because, you know, in African setting, we're mothers to all the children. How do you advise them to, you know, divorce that position from their role in the party?
You see, that question is a very wide one, in the sense that mothers are any woman who bears a child. We're talking about educated mothers, we're talking about illiterate mothers, we're talking about educated or illiterate. Now, for the women at the grassroots, most of them are not literate. And that is where your question comes in, as women being used to gather votes. Now, you cannot divulge or differentiate your question from poverty. Poverty is so endemic at that level that the gathering of votes and the money aspect of it, you cannot say it doesn't exist.
Okay, well,
you know it, and I know
easily
it. Now,
violence.
for the educated women, I will tell you that I have never seen women as agitated, as involved, and than this period that we are in. They are so involved, so concerned, that they want to participate. They want to be heard. And they are making an effort to collect their PVCs.
Okay.
They are making an effort to collect their PVCs to the extent that they are listening and watching, and they know in their heart that they won't be bought. They know in their heart who they want to vote for. Whether it's for the right reasons or for the wrong reasons is another matter.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to cut you here, Mrs. Adola Aziz. It's been so great to have you on the show. Well, this conversation, it's actually over. I've been trying to tell you for a while now. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you, ladies. The conversation on women rising against electoral violence is still on. We're going to be talking about it all through this week. So we're going to have another guest tomorrow, and this conversation continues. So thank you so much. In recognition of this month's celebration of women, TVC News flagship women's program, A Woman's World, will be hosting a very special edition of the program tagged Make It Happen. That's a hashtag. A conducive working environment for working mothers on the 21st of March 2015. Time is 12 noon and the venue is TVC Studios #1, Continental Way off CMD Road, Ikosi, K2. To be a part of the live audience, send your name and number to womansworld@tvcnews.tv. Watch a repeat broadcast of Your View at 11:30 p.m. You can also watch our repeat episodes on YouTube. Go to YouTube/TVC Entertainment and search for Your View. Your vote is your right. Don't waste it. Use it wisely. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry we couldn't take tweets. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.